we arrived in France. We did it. We've got one Airbnb here for one night, and it's got the biggest garden ever, and it goes on over here. It's been an exhausting day. I woke up at 1:30 this morning. It's now like 7, 8 p.m. And I kind of was in and out of a bit of sleep, and then got out of bed at 5 and was packing the van and sorting stuff and breakfast. It was just chaos, just getting out of my parents' place to get the van sorted, to come here, to get everyone sorted. We managed to leave about 9:30, booked a ferry along the way, and this Airbnb along the way, driving down. We got the ferry, everything went smoothly, ferry was chill. Yeah, it's all gone smoothly, but we're just, I mean, they're in bed, I'm exhausted, but we're here. We've had some news. We might have to go back in a week for an appointment that it was just one of the last pieces of business that we were waiting on. But this garden just goes on. Oh my God, I just love it. I'm exhausted, but I'm also just so excited and kind of coming alive at the same time, because I just love traveling. I love being in new places. I love just being in the unknown, and it is tiring, but like, for me, the excitement, I don't really get tired traveling. I am at the minute, just because of the amount of stuff that we've had to do over the last, it's been 6 months of madness, 6 months of just, it's nice, it's calm. Yeah, 6 months of madness, especially now we are in June, and to get that letter through the door on the 1st of Jan to say you got to get out. You got to get out, and then we went on holiday, and then you get back, and then the rats moved in, and you can't move back into your house, so you're waiting to move back in to move back out. Just the horriblest feeling ever. And then when you're in, you're getting pressure to move out, and we were like, we can't move out then. You got to give us another month. And then it went sour with the landlords, but we managed to work it out in the end. It all worked out well, and we achieved everything. We've had a long list of things to do, because this is quite, it's not the normal. It's not the normal, but we're working really well together, and it's just, Vito's doing incredible. He's just gorgeous and amazing, and so is Emily. And yeah, I'm just very grateful for the support and love we've had from people, and all the nice words that people have said about things. And this is a mad thing. Just driving away in the van today, I got really emotional, actually. Just, I think, from just the build-up of everything going on, and the love and support from my parents, and various other people, and just what we're doing. Like, I just couldn't hold in the tears. Like, yeah, it was uncontrollable, but it's good to express that. Emily and I were talking about various people that say, like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't be stupid, don't cry. And basically what you're telling that person to do, whether it would be a child or an adult, and I think these patterns can, they can start when you're a very young child with parents, for whatever reason, no ill intentions. It might be patterns that they've learned from their parents. But when you tell a child or somebody, like, not to express themselves, don't be stupid, don't be sad, don't cry, it's like you're telling them not to express themselves. And I believe, and I've been fascinated by learning about all these behavior patterns, and how they, like, link in with what you've learned from when you're older, and how you pass those on, and how they interchange between each other. It fascinates me. There's another couple of books that we've come across as well. But it's like, I'm never going to tell my son not to cry or not to express himself in any way. Because if you're doing that, you're just saying, oh, don't be yourself. Don't be yourself. So how can anybody ever say, do not be yourself in any way? And I've come across this, it's just been coming up more and more. And it's just, I love learning about it, because what we want to do, Emily and I have been healing a lot and dealing with past traumas, past behavioral patterns, learning about these behavioral patterns, individually and together, so we don't pass any of this nonsense onto Vito. We let him be who he wants to be. And that's what our job is as parents. We can't tell him not to feel this or not to feel that. We're here to support him and make sure he's safe and well. But like, he's a human being. You can't tell another human being not to feel something or not to express yourself, not to get angry, not to feel, not to be happy. That's just bonkers, isn't it? But this goes on, this goes on. Celestine Prophecy book tells it in parable format about the 4 behavior types. I've talked about it before, and I'll keep talking about it because it's just something I continually keeps coming up and learning about. The interrogator, the intimidator, the poor me, and the aloof. And there's also that term gaslighting, which has become more prevalent, which is one of the books that we're going to buy and learn about. And that's when somebody gaslighting, I think it links with these behavior patterns, these 4 behavior patterns, because it might be the intimidator or the interrogator, where somebody, just a family member, a friend, whatever, just keeps asking you questions and pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing until you explode. And then you explode. And then they're like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Why are you exploding? They've gaslit you. And then you feel like the bad person. You're like, oh my God. So the key is to recognize these patterns, learn about these patterns, educate yourself on these patterns, recognize where they might have fallen into your upbringing with your friends, family, whatever, and then dissolve the hell out of them. Because once you've recognized them and then you see that person again and you're aware, that's when the magic happens. Because that will diffuse them and they will combust internally into a puff of smoke. Oh, life's wild, I tell you. Life's wild, but hope you're all well. We've done nothing on the company, but the QR code on the van I did get working, and we did have a couple of scans on the way down here today. Not that the website's ready, but we're just doing everything in reverse. We're getting shit ready, and then to make things happen. Yeah, we just want you to have an amazing, free, joyful life. Joyful. Joy has been the new word for me. Feeling joy. Joyous. That's an energy vibration, can be measured in hertz, much like fear, anger, jealousy. They can all be measured, and they're all a feeling that our bodies feel. But joy, inner joy, and outer joy, I think that's a nice vibration to be on. That's what I'm going for. We'll go for that.